G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present the round two review for SuperCoach 2024. It is currently 4:45 in the morning, and I just fell asleep. I got on a live stream with Big J and Jaden as well. So I just crashed last night, and yeah, I'm up bright and early for work, so going to smash this out. Hopefully you guys had a good week, and we certainly did here. So we scored 2,092, 11 out of 12 league wins. The team value is now starting to go up as well. With some of the players' prices changing now, and we now sit at a season rank of 10,955 now. Certainly this season rank isn't too much to consider because we won't every season we usually don't get a good gauge until like round 6, round 7, that sort of thing. But it is encouraging that we can have this sort of start because this time last year I was about 55k, so certainly nice. Got a couple of wins in draft as well, but Swizz did beat me in the Podmasters draft. Sorry, DR, nabbed you in the keeper league. All right, let's head into the teams. So Nick Dacos, 54, just wasn't his day against the Saints, unfortunately. Probably the worst game of his career, so that was super disappointing. Chucked the VC on him, as did a lot of people, but yeah, lowered his colours on Thursday. Harry Cheezel, 113, I thought was really good again. I didn't see much of this game, but super solid from Shees. Should easily be probably a top three defender in the game. So we'll take that. Hayden Young, 62, quite clearly has to go. Just doesn't look like himself. Wasn't the midfielder that we saw the last 6 weeks of last season. So Hayden Young clearly has to go, and his break even's too high, and just turns out to be a fake premium. I mean, you could either call him a fake premium or an underperforming mid-pricer. I'm calling him a fake premium. So yeah, he has to go. My trades last week was, let me go to history. You can see it in the bottom right here. Nick Martin out, Zach Fisher out, and Josh Kibkus out. We used a boost round one, which, I don't know, boosts are there for a reason, so you do them. But brought in Billings, D'Ambrosio, and Heaney. So we brought in Massimo, who I wasn't too keen on bringing in, but the second I saw Marty Hall was named sub, gee, I'm going to drop too many points here, so I think I'll bring in Massimo for Gibcus. And look, we got lucky because this could have easily been a dead pick. I mean, not saying that Massimo, uh, but it's just more the fact you're bringing him in after one game. It's just a risk that is there. So, but luckily he repaid the faith, and now everyone's got to get him in. So, luckily I don't have to worry about that. Blake House, 68, super solid, probably the only good defender rookie. So, you've got that going. Marty Hall scored a 12, but he was sub. But even only scored a 12 with playing a half of footy, so that's a little disappointing. But with May and Lever out, I believe this week. Oh, I think Lever's fine, but hopefully his job security is good short term without Stephen May there. Zach Williams had the bye, and Zach Reed got injured. Marcus Bontempelli, really good. I mean, he had a knee and an ankle issue during the game, but he soldiered on and delivered a really good score. I originally had him as captain, but did switch on Saturday to Zach Butters, and boy, oh boy, wow, wasn't this just an absolute joy? He'll be my title. I don't know what I'm going to call a title, but yeah, this was just brilliant from Zach Butters. I mean, 175 from realistically, the second and third quarter, he was unreal. Fourth quarter, he started getting a bit of cramp and sort of rested more forward. But I don't think I don't think I've cheered so hard for a Port Adelaide player in my life like I did on Sunday, and it was such a good watch. And there's a high chance this will be my best captain score all year. So and we're in round two, and it's really, really tough to nail the captain's early days. I always reckon it's the hardest time of year now captains in the early rounds because we have very little data to back on good matchups, that sort of thing. So we based it off last season. So super pleased with Zach, good boy. And if unlucky if you faded him just due to a couple of rolled ankles, so that would have hurt people that have had him in for the majority of the preseason and might have moved him out just due to a couple of those little ankle issues. Luke Davies-Uniacke, he's been fine without being amazing. Scored a 121 last week and a 105 this week. I'm perfectly fine with him. He should be at the ballpark of top 10 midfielders, so I have no complaints with LDU. I think he's tracking along just fine. What's his break even? 134, so yeah, he's about to drop in cash. So maybe someone I could have picked up later and maybe gone to Tom Green, but we'll talk about that later. Ollie Wines, 99. He's just a bit of a nothing pick, is he? Real vanilla ice cream territory. Ollie Wines here. Just he's going to go up a little bit in price, but not too much. He's just sort of there, just sort of performing the way he is at his price. So been a little bit underwhelmed with Wines. I think Drew's really hurt Wines. So bit disappointing with Ollie with his start, especially against Richmond, where Richmond are very easy to score on in the midfield, but Zach Butters took all of his points, so I'm not complaining there. But I don't know, he could be in my trade plans, he could not be. I'll show you guys my trade plans early days. Once I've reviewed the team, now Fife got subbed off at 3/4 time, 69. He was looking at a really good score till he got subbed off. They said uh, lower back management as the reason to be sub, but that just screams pure management to me. So I'm not too phased. We haven't heard anything bad throughout the week, so I assume he's fine. I think they're just managing him. Matty Roberts, McKercher, and Sanders, all excellent, and these three should be on your field every single week, especially in best 18. Like, you've got nothing to lose here. Roberts, 94, fantastic role. He's going to be one of our best rookies. Same with these two. McKercher ripped a bit stiff for anyone that didn't start him, but I sort of did say over the preseason, in my opinion, he'll be one of our best. He'll be one of our best rookies this season. Great role, bit of Zach Merritt about him, so I love that. And then Riley Sanders, especially against a really good Gold Coast Suns midfield. He didn't exactly play fully in the guts, but certainly played a lot better this time, as did the rest of the Bulldogs side against the Suns compared to Melbourne last week. So very happy with Riley Sanders. No complaints off me, especially with these three lads. Reed, I just didn't like the matchup, so I chucked him on the bench. He's fine. Adam Simpson said he'll play full-time mid, so I have no complaints over that. Darcy Wilson and Jai Clark. I mean, Darcy Wilson was fine. I think his time on ground and his position in the side will improve now with the unfortunate injuries of Mason Wood and Liam Henry. Jai Clark, 60. Don't know how to feel about this. Feel like he's getting a really golden opportunity, but he's just not doing too much, is he? Scored a 60 and he had the it was equal with the most CBAs at Geelong on Friday night, but just isn't really getting involved or doing too much. So that's a concern for me. The role's purely there. It's just it ain't exactly clicking for Jai Clark at the minute. But a 60 in his second game, they'll help his cash gen a little bit, but he could make way for Sam Darcy next week. I'm not too sure, just as of yet. So Max Gawn, 113. I was a bit surprised when people were talking about him as captain options, like as a captain option. I remember last year, like Ned Reeves did a fantastic job on Gawn last year in the two games, and yeah, I feel like people just sort of forgot about that. He did fine, don't get me wrong, but talking about him as a captain option, I found a bit surprising. So, but Gawn was fine. Nothing wrong with that. Grundy, 99. I think Draper's actually a bit of a restrictive ruck, so maybe Grundy had a bit of trouble there. But with me bringing in Isaac Heaney this week, Brody Grundy's certainly one that I'm probably going to look to move on. I'm eyeing off Rowan Marshall. I think Team English is going to be too expensive, but I think I can try to nab Ryan Marshall, because I just think he is a top 3 or 4 ruck in the game. And Grundy has been a bit disappointing, to be brutally honest. Like his break even's already 112. I'm not saying he's been bad, but he's just been fine, hasn't he? Like just I thought I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest, but we'll see how he goes up until this bye. He might have a couple of monster games before his bye. I think who have Sydney got? They got Richmond, so he's up against Nank this week, and then I believe they've got the Eagles. So hopefully those 2 games he can get a bit of extra cash going. So the switch to Marshall's a little bit smoother. Livingston didn't need him this week with Zach Butters. Luke Jackson went bloody nuts, mate. Yeah, he was just fantastic in the ruck. Think Tristan Sherry did very well early, but then Jackson sort of dominated towards the end, as did Freo in the second half. So, yeah, look, I consider this a pretty successful pick. I know maybe people are considering this as a bit of a rental. Maybe I am as well, because we're not sure what Jackson's going to be like when Sean Darcy's back. I do think he can be a top 6 forward, but it could be another one of those things. What's his break even? 19, yikes. A 128 makes him 50K, so that's super promising. So he could be one of those that we flip potentially for an Uber Premium. So yeah, I'm extremely happy with Luke Jackson. He went bloody nuts, especially in best 18 as well. It just helps. Every massive score certainly helps, especially with not ridiculously highly owned players. So it helps. Isaac Heaney brought him in this week and didn't slow down. Scored 128. Had a few more CBAs and a few more touches, so that was good. So he's really exploded as a midfielder, as we know he's capable of. So we love Heaney, and good to have him in. Sam Flanders, 102. I thought he had 39% CBAs, which does concern me a bit, because it's clear that he is the 4th best midfielder at the Suns, because they'll pick Rao, Anderson, and Miller when those 3 are fully healthy onto the field. But Flanders, yeah, just I wouldn't like to see this go down any lower than 39% CBAs, and I'll get concerned. But I think what's positive is that he is clearly the 4th best midfielder. So I think he'll hover around that 40 to 50% mark in terms of CBAs. So hopefully that continues. James Jordan, super consistent, scored an 88, kicked a nice goal in the end as well, so that helped him a fair bit. To be fair, though, it was pretty late in the game, and the game was already over, so didn't get too much scaling for that, but he was really good, so super happy with James Jordan as a pick. 320K, 9 break even, we'd love to see it. Jack Billings, 69, brought him in this week. Not quite the standard that we saw last week, but I do think he is best 23 in Melbourne's midfield, even though his name's sub round 0. But I'm fine with Jack Billings. I'd like to see him put in a better shift though this week. Otherwise, he might already be on the chopping block, because we got so many options this year where it's just a bit overwhelming, and we're all trying to fit all these blokes in. So. And then we got Sexton. I'm not a massive fan of this, because he played he spent a bit of time down back, but what concerned me is he also played a little bit forward, and I'm just like, if they're gonna muck him around with this, then I'm not happy with that, and he is someone I'm considering to be in my trade plans. Aaron Cadman scored a 90. This is probably one of the couple of mistakes I had with my side. I should have fielded Cadman over Sexton, especially a player off halfback, playing in the wind of Ballarat compared to Cadman going up against the Eagles. But I thought Cadman was fantastic, kicked a goal late, so we love to see it. So very happy with Cadman. And yeah, what's his break even? -52, yeah. So we'll just ride that wave. He should make some good cash. So very happy with that. He's got some tougher matchups coming up, but we'll just leave him on the bench. And Ollie Dempsey scored a 59. Tougher matchup last week against the Crows, but he's coming up against the Hawks this week, so that should benefit him. He moves up the ground very nicely. That's why I've really liked the pick to begin with. So I thought he was a bloke that had a good tank and can move up the ground pretty well. So I've been pretty happy with that. And his break even is -71, so we love it. All right. Yeah, sorry guys. I'll try to make this a little bit quicker because I'm sure you guys have seen everyone's team reviews and I need to get running to work. So let's talk about trades here. So what I'm thinking early days, a lock and change is actually using another boost. I don't know, using 6 trades in 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. You got to do what you got to do to fix up your side. But certainly, if I use a boost this week, I'll certainly be holding off boosts until upgrade season. So, that sort of thing. You just fire off the trades really early and set yourself up nicely. So, Sexton, I'm thinking Hayden Young, and I'm thinking who's the other bloke? Maybe Ollie Wines. I'm thinking this leaves me 1,256,800. So I'll show you what I'm thinking. So first off, I'm thinking Jack Carroll from Carlton should make some good cash. He's getting CBAs, and I'm pretty happy with that. And plus, he's off his buy now, so we can now start going with Carlton and Brisbane players now. And then in the forward line, we're going to go with Tom Powell. That's what I'm thinking. 93% CBAs for Tom Powell, and he's very firmly on my radar to bring him in SuperCoach. I brought him in a couple of draft leagues, which I was happy about, but yeah, 93% CBAs is just pure madness. So very happy with that. And at 312K, he can either, I reckon he has potential to be a keeper, but he also has potential to be a good money maker if he's not a keeper. So yeah, his sort of game style I really like as well. And then for the defender option, so I'd like to bring in a proper top 6 defender. So I'm thinking maybe Luke Ryan from Freo, which would leave me 208,900. I don't know. I prefer Ryan over Stewart personally. I think Stewart's fine, but I think people are getting keen on Tom Stewart this week because of the game he had last week, and that game was literally just made for him. Just dreadful kicks here and there. So from Adelaide players like Pedler, for example, bloody hell, he had a mare. So yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Using another boost, just prioritizing cash gen and making adjustments from my starting team, and this is how we would go. Also, as well, what I really like with this, so we'll move Flanders up into, or was it? Nah, yeah, Harley Reid in the midfield. Was it? Or maybe, I'm trying to remember how I did this. Um, yeah, it was Harley Reid there. So what we would do is, I'll try to see how I set this up, but what I like about this team, and this is what I played around with just before, is over the past couple of days, is I can use the loopholes in 3 of my lines, which I'm pretty keen on doing. So what would that mean? So that would have, so you put, so I'd probably loop Carroll and Harley Reid. Actually, no, Harley, yeah. So probably no. Hang on, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it's something like this anyway. So I'd loop in the forward line. I'd loop Wilson and Dempsey. See how Wilson goes on the Saturday against the Bombers. If he goes well, then I'll field him. If not, I'll go Dempsey. Probably loop Carroll and Reid. See how Carroll goes on the Friday afternoon. And then probably loop Zach Williams and Marty Hall. See how that goes for Carlton with Zach Williams there. So I'll probably loop in Hall and Zach Williams. Probably loop in Carroll and Harley Reid. And then probably looping Wilson and Dempsey. And then vice captain and captain, I'm thinking, I think it'd be hard not to go Butters. I don't know. I feel like it'd be rude not to go Butters. I think he just has that potential clearly for a mammoth score, and he scored a 189, I believe, against Melbourne. And captain, probably just Bont. I mean, I don't mind Nick. I think it's down to three blokes, maybe four blokes. Jackson's in mild consideration here, but Nick Dacos, I think, can bounce back and have a revenge game against the Lions. So that's something I'm considering as well. So it might be Dacos in the Bont. I just want Bont as captain up against the Eagles. But one thing that does concern me is how he's going with that ankle and knee issue. Could they, if the Dogs are blowing West Coast out of the water, could they rest Bont, that sort of thing? But I just know that Bont can give me a reliable captain score, and that's pretty important. So, and that's why he picked him. Like I haven't had him captain yet, which makes me think, gee, you're sort of wasting him a bit as a non-captainer. But it is what it is. So this is what I'm sort of thinking, guys. What's the time? 5:05. Okay, we're doing solid time. Let's go into the leagues and just sort of review what's going on there. I'll just review my SDS SuperCoach League and my SuperCoach Pro, SDS Times Pro League. So this is how we went. We did beat Lincoln from Stoners Blues, so GG, mate. Anthony Caminiti's in first. We love to see it, so good on you, Cammer. So he's off to a flyer. We got Julian there, Stephen, good name, mate. Colby, Harry, me, Riley, and Jake in the top eight. We've got Zane as well, Zane and Henry as well, finishing with a win there. Spills, unlucky to lose there. And yep, we got a lot of names in there. So shout out to everyone that joined that league. So that was good. And then Smudwire Soldiers, I defeated my mate Crookie Cats against Nathan. So GG, mate. He's a good mate of mine. So shout out to him. Got a few of my mates in this league with Supercoach Pro, and I'm in the top eight there. So that is nice. Just a mini. So yeah, shout out to everyone that joined this league. And a mini shout out to my the SDS Twitter League. We're ranked 17th out of 13,000 leagues. So shout out to the Twitter League. We're doing a fantastic job. I believe we've got Big Cat Matt, who is ranked 22 overall. So shout out to him. We'll have a look, also have a look at some of the overall ranks here. So Tumba, Harry off to a great start. We got Adam in there, Zane. Joe Mahoney, Caminiti's off to a good start. So well done to everyone that joined that. And then the Supercoach Pro League. Shout out to Seymour Butts. Great name, mate. Jaden, who's 460th. So he's doing great. If you can see a name there, good stuff. So I think I'll leave it there, guys. I need to get running. Let me know how you guys went this week. I'm extremely happy with my week personally, and I feel like the team's in a good spot. Just sort of making the right moves this week because this week's the most important week for trades. Sorting out your side, finalising your side before the big price increase with 12 out of the 18 sides. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll do a jump on, jump off with Brad from SuperCoach Pro this week. Our schedules didn't align last week for that, and a live stream. We'll do both this week as we head into round 3. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye. Oop, press the wrong button. Hang on. Have a good one, guys. Bye.